Welcome. Let's get into this. I'm going to talk about conspiracy theories and what the heck are they? What is a conspiracy theory? And what are some of the traps and dangers of getting too deep into a conspiracy theory and believing it too much and just getting in too deep? What are the outcomes of that? Why do we do it? And what are the dangers of it? What are the outcomes? What are the fruits of that getting in too deep? We're going to get into this, and let's do this. It's going to be fun. So join me. I'm gonna break this apart. I'm gonna get in deep. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be fun. So let's do this. So let's start with, what is a conspiracy theory? A lot of people have different perspectives on what is a conspiracy theory. Everyone says it's a little bit different. So essentially, a conspiracy theory is a belief that there is one person or a group of people, a small group of people, that are very powerful, and this group is very evil, and they are conspiring to do evil things and hurt people. They're conspiring to do massive evil things and to hurt massive people, to hurt you. So that's a conspiracy theory. That's the basis of a conspiracy theory. A person or a group, very powerful, usually very powerful, that is conspiring, specifically trying to do horrible, evil things to humanity on purpose, conspiring to do that. That's the basics of it. So let's get into this. In this day and age, most people do believe a little bit in 1, 2, 3, 4 conspiracy theories. I myself, I love conspiracy theories. Like, I love watching videos on them. Not too much, a little bit here and there. I feel like kind of sick after watching too many of them. Just ugh. But they're fun though. They can be very fun. At the end, I'm gonna tell you my favorite one, and it's really cool. It's very cool. At the end, I'll say that. I'll talk about it. So in this day and age, most people do believe a little bit in a few conspiracy theories. Yeah, it's a part of our life now. It's a part of our lifestyles. So what are the downsides to getting too deep into believing a conspiracy theory or a set of conspiracy theories? There are many downsides, and we're going to get into that soon. So one angle that I came up with the other day is, I've heard this before in spiritual talks, that people are sort of losing faith in their religions over the last couple hundred years, more so now. And what are the results of people losing faith in religions? Well, I think there's many, but I'm going to touch on 3 topics. The first one being, one of the results of people losing faith in their religions is people are turning to, instead of being like, I'm gonna try hard to be a good person and one day I'll go to heaven, instead of seeing that, they're like, it might not exist. They say, so they're turning more to drugs and alcohol. And if you look at, I don't know the exact statistics, but it's something like, in the last 50 years, the alcohol and drug use worldwide has gone up like 500% or more. It's incredible. And also things like atheism have gone up like incredible amounts. And deep beliefs in conspiracy theories have gone way up too. So atheism. So I think I've heard that atheism was sort of created out of a backlash to the really strong, aggressive, oppressive nature of not all Christianity, but like Catholicism during certain periods of time, certain areas, was very oppressive. It kind of has a bit of an oppressive nature. There's a person in the sky with a beard that is watching you every second of every day, and if you do anything bad, you should be absolutely ashamed of it, and you should feel terrible, and you're a sinner. Now, I don't want to speak negatively of Christianity because half the world is Christian, so I'm not saying that. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a cold. I'm just saying atheism may have been spawned out of as a reaction to some oppressive types of heavy Catholicism, right? And when heavens are falling, that phrase means that like people believe less in religion now in this day and age. So one replacement for religions is atheism. Another replacement that was more in the past. Now the newer replacement, the new atheism, is conspiracy theories. It's diving deep dive into conspiracy theories, and we all do in this day and age. Like I just mentioned, we all love them a little bit. Like I love them. Honestly, I love them, and I was into them 15 years ago, a little bit, back when they weren't even cool. Now they're cool. Now it's become more hip, right? And yeah, so conspiracy theories, getting really, really deep into conspiracy theories and watching videos of them like every day. It's replaced church. It's replaced religion. It's a new ideology system to kind of make sense of a crazy world. You need people's psyches need something to anchor their lives on, and to kind of make sense of the craziness of the world. And that's where religion can help. It makes you feel better. Like you're like, okay, it kind of makes sense, you know. And also the group. They say people that do belong to a group are in general way happier, statistically speaking, way happier. They belong to some sort of group. We are pack animals, right? So if you don't believe in religion anymore, you will naturally seek some sort of group. So atheism or conspiracy theories. I'm sure there's other groups. There's many other groups too, right? I mean, okay, so what's next? Who are the people that get really, really, really deep into conspiracy theories? What kind of people? So deep that it becomes like a religion. People that feel a deep lack of control in their life. So people that aren't doing amazing in life, or they've had a lot of really hard situations, they've been the downtrodden. Also, statistically speaking, people that have been abused or bullied reoccurringly tend to get more attracted to conspiracy theories and get deeper into them, because your world is really shaken up. Like it's chaos. So you need something to make sense of this craziness, right? You need an enemy. You need an ideology. Also, massive bad events, like worldwide bad events, or certain area bad events, big bad world events. Your brain needs something something to make it make sense, because it's like, this life doesn't make sense. Like, how would God let this happen? You need something to make it make sense. Yeah, it's like a mind thing, Yeah. So one of the issues with conspiracy theories, one of the phrases they use in conspiracy theories is they call them truthers. So they're very up on the idea of like, this is the truth. It's not a theory. It's actually a truism. It's all about truth. We're trying to find the truth. We're truth seekers, and we're truthers. We're truthers. Are you a truther? I'm a truther. So that's some of the phrasing used in conspiracy theories. And the problem with that is it's not really correct. It's sort of correct though, right? If you, let's say, you've heard the idea of cherry picking, right? Cherry picking evidence. So I say if you have 200 studies done, and 3 of those studies have these facts that say this thing is true, but the other 95% or whatever, 97 studies, or I don't know what the math is on that, if it's 200, they say it's not true. But it doesn't matter because those 3 studies say that it's true. Therefore, we found the truth, and this is the truth, and this is the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and this is, so help me God, that's the truth. But it's only 1% of the truth. So is it the full truth? No. Is that truth seeking? It's cherry picking. It's not truth seeking. Truth seeking is taking all of the evidence, collecting all of it, and then being able to use your thinking mind and see, okay, it's true a little bit. It's a little bit true, and it's a lot. There's evidence of all this other stuff going on too, right? There's so many reasons why conspiracy theories are interesting to the mind. I mean, YouTube is just full of them because they're very interesting. You know, the mind craves. Sorry. The mind craves interesting stories. The mind craves having an enemy. The mind craves simplifying a very, very complex world with very complex issues, very complex problems, worldwide problems. Right? Okay, so one common thing in conspiracy theories is people say this evil group or this evil person that's conspiring to hurt everyone on purpose, doing evil, what do they have to gain? That's a common question placed in most conspiracy theories. And there's so many. I looked it up, and there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Some are more popular than others, of course, more believed than others. And a lot of them have a hint of truth. Of course they do. That's what makes them interesting and juicy. There is some truth in most conspiracy theories. The percentage varies greatly, of course. It could be 3% true, or it can be 50% true, some of them, or it can be 10% true. And the 50% true part would be like, so there are these facts of these bad things that are happening. When the other part is there a group of people doing it on purpose to try to hurt people and try to conspiring to trying to do evil against you? That part, it's just no. Are there evil people out there? Okay, yeah, I guess. There's greed. There's a lot of like horrible, sinful things that people get into, especially very powerful people. But even people that aren't powerful, they just have a little tiny bit of power that goes right to their head. Say someone that is a manager of 30 people. That little bit of power, that's enough to just derange someone a little bit, and it's like the small amount of truth in some conspiracy theories. It's like, take a CEO of a multi-trillion-dollar company. Would the power and the greed corrupt them a little bit? I mean, yeah, it could, and it probably would. All you have to do is sign this paper and you make an extra $10 million every year. on top of the 50 million you already make. I just have to sign the paper. Yeah, you don't even have to read it. Just sign it. What's in there? Like, there's some people. Is there some people are going to get hurt if I sign this? Hurt is a relative term. It's like you get a rash or something. Big deal. Maybe one in like a million will get bad hurt. It's life. People get hurt every day. People are dying every second. Who cares? Just sign the paper. Okay, fine. But that, does that happen? Of course it happens. It happens every day. Like, I'm sure it happens a lot, right? So there is a hint of truth. That's the hint of truth. Someone on top for greed, hurting someone on the bottom. I've experienced that in my own life in small, very small companies. It doesn't have to be on a massive global scale, And I don't see those individuals as evil, Misguided, greed, narcissistic personality traits, haters gonna hate, greed. It's narcissism, really. So let's get back on track. Where were we? Okay, so yes, conspiracy theories, a common question they say is, what do they have to gain for doing these evil things, or hiding all this information, or conspiring against everyone on purpose to do evil? What do they have to gain? What do they have to gain? It's a massive question that always gets thrown into the mix. And you can flip that question around to get more close to the actual truth. What do you have to gain by buying into and fully, deeply believing in conspiracy theories? What do you have to gain? It's the same question, just turned around. And if you want the real truth, you have to ask questions in all directions if you're actually a truth seeker. Right? So what is the individual gain from deeply believing in conspiracy theories? Well, inflated ego. So if they have low self-esteem, or a really hard life or whatever, they're going to seek something to boost it, right? So inflated ego. And how would that inflate your ego? Well, it's really quite simple. I have this secret information that I know, and I know I care only about the truth, and I only care about people. And I have this secret information that you guys have all been lied to, and you don't have this information, and you're all fools. But I have the secret information. So that makes me more intelligent. It makes me more righteous. And yeah, like, I'm just smarter, and I'm better, and I'm more special because I have the truth and you don't. I'm a truther. So it's all ego. It's like pure ego. And these people can behave when you get ego like that, you can behave in bad ways, like that can apply to religion too. When there's a war, you have a war, and then you have the church and state kind of, they come together a little bit too much. It's not good, especially when it comes to war. The group ideology of the religion being placed on top of a war will give people a bigger ego. And when people have a bigger ego, they don't have to think for themselves as much. So what they do is say, this is a war for God. You're doing it for God. Kill the bad guy. You need everyone. The psyche needs an enemy. That's the enemy. They're evil. We're good. This is for God. And then when people get in that very egotistical state, that mindset, bad things happen. Right? Groups with big egos that are religious based can do more damage, more evil, right? Ooh, that's a good point. What was one of the earlier conspiracy theories? Now there's like 1,000 now. But go back a few hundred years, what were one of the earlier ones? And I thought about this the other day. It's really cool. Witches. Witches. That women, any woman that has an air of power about her, or a knowledge of healing herbs, or that appreciates and likes nature, or that is respected in any way, or that is speaking too much and thinking too much in any way, they could have power. So what is this power that they have? Maybe they're a witch, and maybe we need to burn them at the stake to punish them for being evil. Maybe they're evil. Maybe they're all evil. Maybe any woman that does anything we don't like could be a witch, and they're evil. So we should stop evil. This is for God and country. We should stop evil and burn all the witches. They're conspiring against us. They're meeting in groups, and they're talking, and they're taking away our power, and they're conspiring evil against us. So let's burn them at the stake. And I think black cats are also conspiring, because we see these women are always hanging out with cats. I don't know why. So the cats are probably evil too. They're in the mix somehow. The Roman Catholic Church, I do believe, killed hundreds of thousands of cats in horrible ways back in the days of the witch hunt, and women too. They did horrible things to women. Types of waterboarding and burnings. They burned them alive, and hangings and everything. Very creative. But like tying a cat to a small cross and lighting him on fire, they did that. And I'm not blaming the Catholic Church specifically. It's just human. It's human nature. It's human psychology, right? We need an enemy, and I don't know. Human. It's the human mind, the human psyche. Part of me wants to blame the Catholic Church, but they're not really to blame. It's humanity, you know. It's the dark side of humanity and dark side of the mind, the human mind. Okay, so next. So humans need a sense of belonging. We are pack animals. We need a group. So if it's not religion, I know me in particular, I stopped being religious for about 20 years. I had no religion. I was raised in a religious cult, so I got a really bad taste of religion in my mouth, very bad. And I was like, I will never belong to another religion. Not never, but I need some serious distance from it. So, but I have been a spiritual seeker my whole life, and I still read hundreds and hundreds of books, philosophy, most religious books, most holy books, texts. Spiritual seeker, truth seeker, for sure. And not having a group, it makes you have a tiny ego. It's like when you don't have that big group. It also feels terrible when you don't have a group. It's like you're just solo. You're just you. That's it. Which makes you think for yourself way more, but it's also like you're really missing something. So, yeah. Next. Does the word do conspiracies exist? Absolutely. Absolutely they do. Do people conspiracize? Conspiracize, however you say it. Yeah, they do. Conspiracies absolutely exist. A group of people smuggling drugs across a border, that's a conspiracy. They're conspiracizing to break the law for their own personal benefit. That's a conspiracy. Do conspiracy theories exist? Yeah, they do, but they're theories. One thing I will say about the conspiracy theories is None of them are true, but some of them could be true. Sorry. I couldn't help it. I had to say something. Uh, okay, so next. One of the problems with conspiracy theories is you can't prove that they're not true, right? Can you prove that there isn't an evil group of very powerful men conspiring to thin out the population on purpose because it makes them more powerfully evil and they can worship Satan? Satan will be happier with them and they know what they're doing. Can you prove that that doesn't exist? No, you can't. And there are elements of that in reality. Small elements, like sort of, there's half truths. So a lot of conspiracy theories is like you can't prove that it doesn't exist, so therefore it does exist. It's real. That's a common theme. Next. Okay, so what is the outcome of, in the Bible they say the fruit of your labors, or the fruit of a religion, fruit of a tree. You'll know what Jesus said, you'll know a tree by its fruit. Judge a tree by its fruit, not by don't judge a book by its cover, judge a tree by its fruit. So I think in the Bible they were talking about false prophets, like judge a tree by its fruit. Right? So what is the fruit of atheism? This is not talking about prophets, but this is talking about religion, or things that are mental structures that are similar to ideologies and religions. What is the fruit of atheism? You don't give a crap about humanity anymore. Your humanity and your view of humanity, and caring about the planet, the world, nature, your health, your friends. You don't care as much about anything, so that can't be good fruit, right? I'm sure there's lots of other negative aspects of belonging to that particular ideology of atheism. So what are the fruits of attaching deeply to the ideology of conspiracy theories? And what I mean by attaching deeply to it, it's almost like it becomes your worldview with some people. So instead of one or two or three or four or five conspiracy theories being like kind of interesting and kind of true, and be like, yeah, this could be true, it's they all become true. They're all true, and everything's a conspiracy. Everyone's conspiracizing against you, and the people that run the world are 100% evil. Of course, there are evil people that run the world, but that's right. So, what are the fruit? What is the fruit of that ideology? What is the outcome? So it says, let's say that if you got really, really deep into conspiracy theories, and you believed wholeheartedly, you're a truther and you believe in the truth, you die for the truth. Let's say that the outcome and the fruit of that would be you helped humanity, and you helped nature, and you helped your fellow man, and you felt it helped you become a better person, and you helped you feel really good, and you became a better person, and you enjoyed life a lot more. If that was the fruit of it, I'd be selling that crap if that was the fruit. But it turns out that's not the fruit of conspiracy theory. Deep belief in conspiracy theories, a whole worldview of it. And what is the fruit? The fruit is it breeds paranoia. It breeds paranoia. It breeds anxiety. And the longer you stay in that religion, the more paranoid you're going to get, the more anxious you're going to get. Because it's based on paranoia. So it breeds paranoia. Yeah, so that's it. If you got any good anything out of this, like and subscribe. And conspiracy theories, some of them may be true, or maybe they're all totally fake. So for more great content, like and subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day. Thanks.